So, one of the most anticipated games of 2017 is just over the horizon.
Oh, that's terrible!
Anyway, this game looks really good, and for one, I'm really looking forward to the rich and enticing world that Guerrilla Games have created. So here at Pixel Juice, we thought we'd give you a quick rundown of 5 things you need to know about Horizon Zero Dawn. So the game's set about 1,000 years in the future. After a global catastrophe wipes out most of humankind, the world is slung back into the Stone Age. Cities have been long abandoned and Mother Earth is slowly taking back the land. Where the game is set is not yet known, but the developers have stated that there will be some real world references included. What's left of humanity is scattered across the landscape, forming their own tribes, but humans are no longer the dominant species. Mechanical beasts have seized the post-apocalyptic landscape left behind by the so-called Old Ones, essentially us. The game will put you in the shoes of the fiery-haired vixen Aloy, outcast from the Nora tribe at a very young age due to the fact she had no mother. Aloy grows up with her adopted father Rost. She soon becomes a very skilled hunter, as well as stumbling across a device called a focus, which will work as essentially the vision mode in the game. She develops a curiosity about the technology around her, mysteries of her own origins, as well as the world. This drives her to enter a tribal ritual known as the Proving. Passing this will mean she's no longer an outcast and will hopefully give her the answers she's looking for. She soon discovers that an attack has taken place by some unknown deviants who are corrupting the beast of the land and sets out to the world to look for answers. This is where the game will really open up, leaving you to uncover the mysteries of the past however you see fit. The bulk of the game will follow this central quest, but as you discover new regions you will also come across various other tribes dotted around the landscape. Each tribe will have their own individual story arcs to dive into, as well as NPCs you meet having their own self-contained stories. Not much is known about the events that will unfold, but it's looking to be a game that is just as much about the story as the scale. So there are going to be 3 main regions to explore, each with their own individual aesthetic and climate. From the lush greens of Meridian to the icy fields of Mother Heart, Aloy will find herself in an expansive land with much to uncover. A massive area to explore, it's no surprise that you'll come across a number of settlements occupied by other tribes. Different from the Nora tribe, instead some of these have grown over the years and expanded their numbers, turning their villages into towns and small cities that Aloy will be able to discover and explore. Each tribe will have their own beliefs and worldviews to get caught up in, each with their own loose economies based on the resources collected from fallen creatures. Wandering through these settlements, you will usually find things like merchants to trade with and characters to interact with, as well as hunting lodges. These are guild-like affairs that will present you with a variety of different hunting challenges, which once complete will unlock the lodge and provide you with a chance to show off your skills and rise through the ranks for some tasty rewards. As well as populated areas, there'll be a vast array of activities out in the wild to dive into. There will be these areas called corrupted zones, which are inhabited by twisted beasts that are much more powerful than the creatures in the wild. Completing these zones, however, will make the surrounding areas a much more friendly place and will reward you with a bulk of XP. You may stumble across random quests to complete, which will give you XP and some pretty sweet weapon upgrades. There'll also be some dungeons to discover throughout the course of the game named Cauldrons. These pits of despair are said to house the secrets of the Old Ones, and are apparently the breeding ground for these mechanical creatures. Not much is known right now about exactly what you'll uncover, but you can expect some puzzles and platforming sections to appear, as well as the possibility of some boss battles when you reach the end. All in all, the world that we are presented here is both vast and packed full of unique and exciting things to do. There'll be no shortage of content to keep you fulfilled. Aloy, being the skilled hunter she is, can adopt a variety of different tech-infused goodies to deal with the threats of the land. Bows being her favourite choice of destruction, she can handle a variety of different arrow types infused with elemental effects from fire to ice. Certain enemies will only be vulnerable to specific elemental damage. Wielding her trusty staff, Aloy can also employ a close combat method, swinging wildly at charging enemies and finishing them off with executions, or using the staff for a quick and stealthy takedown. The staff will also be used to hack into beasts, taking over control of them for a short period. It's said that nearly every beast in the game will be hackable, from the smallest watcher to the towering Thunderjaw. Although a fleeting moment, it will still be enough time to cause some destruction with your loyal mechanical nasties. The two main weapons of the game aside, Aloy will also be able to wield a plethora of tools and weapons. A sling for firing elemental bombs onto groups of enemies. A rope caster is used to trap a beast in place, giving you time to sneak up and give him a quick tickle in the giblets. A disc launcher that launches, well, discs, and other shiny and destructive devices to deal with the dangers of the wild. The weapons and tools in the game will be upgradable and customisable. Adding different elements and tech to existing primitive tools will really give Aloy a fighting chance. As well as the weapons, she will have her own skills to upgrade. Accessible through the skill tree, Aloy will be able to spend the XP earned from her travels on a heap of different abilities. Broken into 3 separate branches. For players of the stealthy variety, there's the Prowler skill tree, unlocking abilities like stealth kill and slowing down time whilst aiming your bow. The Brave tree will focus on combat, adding abilities that will upgrade damage at close range, as well as bow upgrades like double shot. And finally, the Forager skill tree, adding abilities that will affect health and resource acquisition. Overall, the gameplay is exciting and fast paced, whether you're faced with a herd of angry broadheads or a vicious snapmaw. The game will offer you a variety of ways to take down your opponents, and is shaping up to be an adaptive and fun experience all around. So this game looks amazing. Guerrilla are known for their stunning visuals on consoles with the Killzone series, and have really spared no expense crafting this game. As a flagship for the new Decimo engine, a game's never looked so pretty. Lush greens and piercing whites, you really feel involved with what's happening. As someone who's been drooling over the game since the first concept art was leaked, I can safely say that this is possibly the most graphically accomplished title to date. As a PS exclusive, it will offer PS4 Pro compatibility, upgrading the overall graphical capabilities and frame rate, and if you're not satisfied with just walking around enjoying the scenery, a photo mode has been introduced, encouraging you to take a moment from your adventuring to relax and snap a pic of the beautiful surroundings. These photos can be shared through social media, and you are able to change various settings to get the perfect shot, hiding the player, changing focal distance, and even changing the time of the day. It seems that Guerrilla have really put a lot of work and love into this game to bring us the best visual experience possible, and it shows. So the real selling point of this game is going to be the beasts that Aloy will have to deal with. There's a variety of these mechanical monstrosities that you'll meet through the course of the game. Now, the origins of these creatures are as yet unknown, but I'm sure all will be revealed through the story. They all seem to be representations of creatures currently or that have previously inhabited the Earth. For instance, the Thunderjaw, as seen in the demo, is very closely linked to the prehistoric T-Rex, and the vicious Snapmaw resembles a crocodile. Each individual beast will have their own characteristics and forms of communication through sounds and gestures relevant to the situation. For example, if they're scared, surprised, or horny. Enemies like the Watcher will alert any nearby creatures to your presence, so it's important to know the different creature types before exploring the wild. Taking down these beasts will be essential to Aloy's development, as resource collection and crafting will play a big part in progressing. Finding the enemy's weak spots represented through glowing tanks and appendages, and dismantling them bit by bit is the best method for taking down these larger nasties. You'll come across more docile creatures around the landscape, like the broadheads, which can be ridden to traverse the land quicker, and most recognisable are the tallnecks. Larger giraffe looking creatures, these essentially work like radio towers from the Far Cry series. Climbing to the top of these gangly behemoths, Aloy will override the programming to reveal portions of the map, helping to locate collectibles and objectives around the area. There will also be human enemies to deal with, but not much is known about these combatants, as the focus seems to be primarily on the mechanical beasts for now. I'm sure we will be presented with a few more of these creatures when the game drops, but as for now there'll be no shortage of wildlife to interact with. I for one am really excited about my first encounter with a Thunderjaw and ramming my blue staff of mystery up its ass. So that was a quick rundown of 5 things you need to know about Horizon Zero Dawn. The game's going to hit shelves on February 28th in the US and March 1st in Europe, and I would highly recommend getting it. Horizon is looking to be a well-rounded and highly enjoyable experience from start to finish, and I can't wait to get my hands on it.
You don't